Conducted in 1971 by psychologist Philip Zimbardo, this experiment aimed to investigate how people adapt to roles and the impact of power on behavior. In the experiment, university students were divided into two groups, guards and prisoners. How would the guards behave when given power? How would the prisoners cope with feelings of powerlessness? The results were startling. The guards quickly began to display cruel and authoritarian behaviors. The prisoners became submissive and passive. The experiment was terminated early because the situation had spiraled out of control. This experiment provided a crucial lesson on how power and authority can shape human behavior. The Stanford Prison Experiment shows us just how susceptible we are to our environments. Even the kindest people can change drastically when placed in a position of unchecked power. It's a reminder to always be aware of the influence our surroundings and roles have on our actions. Next, we explore the famous obedience experiment conducted by Stanley Milgram in 1961. This experiment investigated the extent to which individuals would obey authority. Participants were assigned the roles of teacher and learner. The teacher was instructed to administer an electric shock to the learner for every incorrect answer. Unbeknownst to the teacher, the learner was an actor, and the shocks were fake. Milgram wanted to see how far the teachers would go in obeying orders to inflict pain. The results were shocking. 65% of participants continued to the highest voltage, despite the learner's cries of pain. This experiment revealed the powerful influence of authority on human behavior and how ethical values can be overshadowed. The Milgram Experiment is a stark reminder of the power of authority. It raises important ethical questions about our willingness to obey orders, even when they conflict with our personal morals. It's crucial to remember to question authority and stand up for what is right. Now let's delve into the Rosenhan Experiment, which revolutionized the field of psychiatry. Conducted in 1973 by David Rosenhan, this experiment aimed to test the reliability of psychiatric diagnoses. Rosenhan and 8 healthy volunteers presented themselves at various psychiatric hospitals, feigning symptoms of schizophrenia. All were admitted and then began behaving normally. However, the hospitals failed to recognize their sanity and continued treating them for schizophrenia. This experiment exposed the subjective nature of psychiatric diagnoses. Rosenhan's work sparked significant debate in the field of psychiatry, highlighting the need for more careful and precise diagnostic processes. The Rosenhan Experiment highlights a critical issue in mental health care: the need for accurate and humane diagnosis. It challenges us to improve our mental health systems and ensure that patients are treated with respect and understanding. Next, we turn to the Little Albert Experiment, which helped us understand how fear is learned. Conducted in the 1920s by John B. Watson and Rosalie Rayner, this experiment explored the effects of classical conditioning. Initially, Little Albert showed no fear of white rats. However, when a loud noise was paired with the sight of the rat, Albert began to fear the rat. This experiment demonstrated that fear could be conditioned and developed in response to specific stimuli. However, it also raised significant ethical concerns. The Little Albert Experiment shows how easily fear can be instilled through conditioning. It also reminds us of the ethical responsibilities researchers have towards their subjects, particularly vulnerable ones like children. Finally, let's examine Solomon Asch's Conformity Experiment, conducted in 1951. This experiment investigated how individuals respond to group pressure. Participants were asked to match the length of a line to one of 3 comparison lines. However, the rest of the group, who were actors, deliberately gave incorrect answers. Would the real participant conform to the group's incorrect choice? The results showed that many participants conformed to the group's wrong answers, highlighting the strong influence of group pressure on individual behavior. The Asch Conformity Experiment reveals how powerful social pressure can be. It encourages us to think critically and be aware of how group dynamics can influence our decisions, often without us even realizing it. These psychological experiments provide profound insights into human behavior and the complexities of our minds. Each one offers valuable lessons about ourselves and our society. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more intriguing and thought-provoking content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.